Bright Facts presents 14 Signs You're Smarter Than You Think. There are folks all around us whose self-assurance is perhaps exaggerated to some slightly excessive degree, and as a consequence of it, they probably think they are more intelligent than they actually are. People who are truly much more intelligent than they give themselves credit for are, nevertheless, much more prevalent. To what group do you belong? Here are 14 indications that you most likely are. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. First and foremost, you are the eldest child in the family. Regardless of the genes you inherited, the likelihood that you have a higher IQ than your younger siblings is increased by 2 to 3 points if you are the oldest kid in your family. Your past experiences, in addition to other psychological factors, have led to this conclusion. Since you are your parents' first child, you have always been the center of their attention. This is due to the fact that first-time parents want to provide their child with the utmost amount of love, care, and guidance possible. They have a propensity to take an all-or-nothing attitude to parenting. And while it's true that parents improve their ability to parent as they get more experience, it's the oldest child who reaps the most benefits from their parents' all-out effort. This is because it's nearly impossible for parents to put in the same amount of effort with subsequent children because their attention is being split between them. The second reason is that you favor cats over dogs. It may come as a surprise to learn that the choice of pet you have a preference for is also a potential sign of your level of intelligence. Research has shown that people who are drawn to cats are typically quite introspective, which simply means that they focus a lot of their attention within. Research has indicated that they also have a more broad-minded perspective. You are likely to fare better in particular surroundings. Much like the pet you have picked, it's possible that dogs are more active, but cats are more likely to be the complete opposite. Much like people who want to study and read at home, people who are more fond of cats are typically more interested in gaining experience than simply obeying directions. Because of this, they have a much better chance of standing out and doing their own thing, which is a strong indication of intellectual capacity. When you put it in that light, it makes perfect sense. Do you know anyone who has enrolled their cat in a training program designed just for pets? The third reason is that you nap quite a bit. It has been shown that napping is not only beneficial to one's health, but that it is also beneficial to one's intelligence. There are a lot of reasons why napping is beneficial, but wise individuals aren't only looking for extra rest and energy. Instead, the state known as hypnagogia, which occurs in the transitional period between sleep and waking. It is a state of consciousness in which you are capable of having rational ideas, as well as hallucinations and going through sleep paralysis. Each of these events has the potential to foster creative thinking and the ability to find solutions to problems. The fourth indicator is that you cuss a lot. Studies have shown that those who use foul language frequently have higher IQ, despite the fact that cursing is considered to be unpleasant. Additionally, persons who cuss have a tendency to have a broader vocabulary than those who do not curse. They are also able to articulate their thoughts more precisely. According to the findings of a study on profanity, individuals who are able to list the most swear words in 1 minute typically get higher scores on IQ exams. It's a common misconception that people with harsh language are less clever, but this just isn't the case. Instead, it is an indication of cleverness and originality on your part. Dang! The fifth point is that you have a sarcastic tone. Sarcasm is frequently seen as the lowest form of wit, yet it can also be a sign of a sharp intellect when used in the right context. When using sarcasm, creativity comes into play since it is more creative to come up with a sarcastic remark than it is to give an answer that is plain. Thinking abstractly is inextricably linked to creative thinking because it requires a little bit more mental effort to come up with a caustic comment than the average reply. In addition to that, using sarcasm demonstrates that you have a good sense of humor and an awareness for irony. It's very normal to have conversations with yourself. You may very well be nuts, but it's also extremely probable that you're smarter than you give yourself credit for being. Studies have shown that those who talk to themselves have improved self-control, focus, and concentration. Jokes aside, this is a significant finding. Additionally, it has the ability to alleviate stress while also improving memory and cognitive processes. You can improve how well you recall something by thinking about it and then stating it out loud. It creates an image in your mind, which is another method through which it helps you remember things. It's not a fluke that athletes and soldiers get amped up by talking to themselves out loud in their heads. In the event that all other strategies fail, A simple affirmation to oneself that one is capable of achieving their objective is an excellent way to boost their self-assurance. The seventh problem is that you have a scattered mind. Do you frequently misplace goods that you use on a daily basis, such as your phone, your car keys, or your chapstick? It's possible that this is a clue that your intelligence is above average. This could be because you are always thinking about something, such as music, philosophy, physics, or history. In other words, you are so wrapped up in your own thoughts that you have forgotten about the things that concern you on a daily basis. Your thoughts typically move very quickly as well, and you are juggling a number of distinct ideas at the same time. But regardless of how disorganized you may be, the way you think also enables you to get back on track and figure out where you went wrong. Number 8. You are left-handed. Only 10% of people are left-handed, and men are significantly more likely to be left-handed than women. Studies have shown that persons who write with their left hand have a stronger memory, a larger vocabulary, improved problem-solving skills, and greater mental flexibility. This could be because they make better use of both hemispheres of their brain, or it could be because they have to be more flexible in order to function effectively in a society that is predominantly right-handed. If you are able to transition from one side of your brain to the other in this manner, it indicates that your brain processes information at a faster rate than the average person's brain. The ninth point is that you choose to be by yourself. Studies suggest that those who do not place a high priority on having an active social life may have a higher IQ than those who do. People that are more intelligent have a propensity to be nonconformists, and they are independent thinkers in addition to being autonomous in a great lot of other ways. They have an intrinsic dislike for being told how to conduct themselves simply because that is what society anticipates of them. They do not want their thoughts to be constrained by the norms and expectations of society. Happiness, intelligence, friendship, and population are all connected in ways that have been shown to be linked by research. The findings suggest that persons who have a propensity to spend more time alone are smarter because they are able to devote more of their attention to the activities and ideas that they are working on. You are a very curious person, which is number 10. If you have an insatiable curiosity in the world around you, it is a safe bet that you enjoy learning new things and have a greater thirst for knowledge than the majority of other people. This does not guarantee that you will do well on an intelligence test, but it does increase the likelihood that you will perform well on a content knowledge test. Your interest quotient indicates the degree to which you are receptive to novel thoughts and ideas and the likelihood that you will investigate them. When it comes to topics that are really important to you and that you feel strongly about, this component increases by a factor that is exponential. You are your own worst critic is the 11th sin. A lack of healthy self-esteem, anxiety, or even depression might be the result of excessive self-criticism that is directed inward. On the other hand, having it in moderation is indicative of better intelligence. Because you are less likely to feel pleased with your achievements, you are more likely to want to continue to grow, which is why a small bit of criticism directed toward yourself can be motivating. Someone who is their own worst critic is continually striving to improve in some way, as they see themselves as deserving of improvement. People who truly are brilliant have only a certain amount of confidence in themselves. They have a tendency to be nearly excessively critical of themselves. The difference between them and a person who is overly critical of themselves is that wiser people utilize criticism as a tool to improve themselves and their lives, rather than as a source of hopelessness and despair. You are a disarray, which is reason no. 12. It is not always indicative of laziness if your home or workplace is disorganized. In point of fact, it may indicate that you are more intelligent than you give yourself credit for. Your environment has numerous effects on your thoughts, and this kind of disorder could be just the thing to kickstart your creative process and give you new ideas. It is also a technique to challenge the established order of things. A person who is more intelligent, self-motivated, and creative is not concerned with what other people think of them or what is regarded as normal. They are preoccupied with thinking about other things right now. At the conclusion of the workday, the capacity to concentrate on duties, find solutions to problems, and settle issues is more important than having an organized desk. It demonstrates that you are able to prioritize different tasks and see the big picture. It's number 13, and you don't believe you're smart at all. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a form of cognitive bias in which people have the mistaken belief that they are brighter and more capable than they actually are. This phenomena has been studied extensively and given its own name. People who have higher levels of confidence and awareness are more likely to underestimate their own capabilities, in contrast to those who have lower levels of confidence and awareness and who are more likely to be disappointed when they do poorly on a test, for example. In other words, You tend to be more intelligent if you are comfortable saying that you do not know something and if you do not automatically assume that you can accomplish what you do not know how to do. It also means that you are more inclined to learn new tools and procedures in order to tackle new challenges, and that you are more likely to employ the skills and methods that you have already learned. The 14th sign is that you question everything. Instead of merely going through the motions and not caring about anything, do you constantly question anything, everything, and everyone in your life? You might be more intelligent than you give yourself credit for if you are always full of questions about anything and everything, from the commonplace to the extraordinary. The majority of people just accept things for what they are, but you find yourself wondering how they may be improved, changed, or innovated. This indicates that you do not allow yourself to become complacent in your thoughts. And despite the fact that this may irritate your instructors or job, it indicates that you like to sort things out for yourself and do not simply take things at face value. So, in what ways do you have more intelligence than you give yourself credit for? Share your thoughts with us in the section below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. Thanks for watching.